We're at the half of our game between Stevens and Sage here on the Stevens Ducks Network. You may not recognize me, Dom Savino with you. You may recognize that guy, the athletic director of the Stevens Athletic Department, Russ Rogers, joining us here. Russ, it's good to be with you at the start of the new year.
Well, Dom, thanks for having me. Pleased to be on and look forward to speaking with you here.
You know, because it is the new year, it's a good chance to kind of take stock of where Stevens is as an athletic department. A lot of news in the last couple of weeks. Let's start with the two programs playing tonight. The men's basketball team off to a great start in conference. Their head coach, Bobby Hurley, in his 11th season, just snapped the program record for most wins as a head coach. He's somebody you know. He's been the head coach here for the last 11 years. You've been here for 2 decades now, which is awesome. What was it like for you getting to celebrate that milestone with him?
Well, first of all, I felt very old, when he did that. I saw Bobby play here at Stevens for RPI as a student athlete back in my early days, and a few years later he was on our staff, and I was thrilled for him. Bobby, as good as a coach he is, he's just even that much better of a person. He is great with our guys. He's very steady, very consistent in his approach as a coach. I think that works really well with our team. He doesn't get up too high or too low, and he's really good at preparing the team for their next contest and moving on and moving past the big win or the tough loss, focusing on the next task at hand. And I think it's also reflective in how much he cares about our young men. We had so many alumni back tonight that he broke the record, and they come back for our alumni game, and he's really just been a wonderful mentor and leader for so many Stevens men's basketball players that have come to our institution. Congratulations to Bobby. Look forward to many more.
And on the other side, the women's basketball team, coming off a year last year where it won the E8, went to the NCAA tournament. Meg Howey has a very, very young team this year, 15 underclassmen, but they just beat St. John Fisher this past weekend up in Rochester, which I know is always exciting for the Ducks. Where do you see the program with such youth and such talent this year?
It's really exciting. If you look at last year, the team was quite young as well, and you really watched them literally grow over the course of the year, and they won the Empire 8 championship. I think you can see a very similar pattern this year, but I think the special thing about that team is they're good now, and they're going to challenge for a conference title and a trip to the NCAA tournament. They're set up to be good for quite some time, and I think that's really, when you think about the health and you're forming a program and not a team, you don't want to have any one-year wonders. You want to be good from year in to year out. That means you have to be an excellent recruiter, which Meg is, excellent leader, which she is, and she's a fantastic coach. So we're excited about both the present and the future with Stevens women's basketball for sure.
Yeah, the Stevens basketball programs are in great shape as we hit the middle of the conference slate. Looking at the athletic department as a whole, though, the news just came out last week that Stevens is the top dog in the fall standings for the Empire 8 Commissioners Cup, which is the award to the best overall athletic department in the Empire 8. 3 regular season championships for Stevens in the fall. You've got to be really excited to see where you guys stand in the standings.
Very excited. It was a great fall. I want to make special mention of women's tennis. It was their first Empire 8 Conference Championship. Correct. I was there that day. What an exciting match. A win over the top-seeded, very competitive, very strong Nazareth team. So we were thrilled for them, as well as the 2 soccer programs that have consistently been at the top of the conference. And not just for the conference winners, but when you talk about the Commissioners' Cup standings and overall excellence in the conference, those teams that may not win a championship, but that are qualifying for the conference tournament, which is an important standard that we all share here at Stevens, and be competitive, maybe reaching the finals, that all contributes as well. So while we had 3 conference champions, I think we set the tone with a number of our other fall teams as well that are also very young, similar to women's basketball, with quite a bright future ahead.
Yeah, women's soccer, I believe 3/4 of their roster was underclassmen. But it's very cool to see Stevens on top of the Empire 8 and the Commissioners Cup, because this is the final season for Stevens in the Empire 8. They're going to move on to the MAC next year. Take me through kind of the behind-the-scenes processes, what's going on to bring Stevens towards the MAC.
Sure. Well, first of all, I would say we're in a very fortunate position. We've been in a great conference, the Empire 8. Love my colleagues in that league. Great facilities, fantastic athletic programs, and they do things the right way there. And the support that we've received from the Empire 8 with some of the travel challenges that we have has really been special, I think, from Commissioner Matrano's leadership and the athletic directors. And so we're gonna miss being a part of that group, but being able to move into an equally outstanding conference like the MAC with the kind of history and tradition that it has, we just feel very fortunate. We're looking forward to the camaraderie with all the different new institutions, getting to know them better, and the competition, which I think is going to be very challenging for us, and we're excited about that.
Well, Stevens, a lot of great successes in the Empire 8. I think I've said a dominant dozen seasons for Stevens in the Empire 8, but still some business to take care of. Winter sports are in full swing. Spring is still to come. What would it mean for you as an athletic director and for the department as a whole to go out of the Empire 8 with back-to-back, because you guys won it last year, back-to-back E8 Commissioners' Cups?
Well, I'd love nothing more than that for our student athletes, our coaches, and our staff who work so hard, put in the time, and I think, again, winning a Commissioner's Cup is reflective of an overall team effort. It's something that everybody can feel good about contributing to. So we're excited about the prospects of it. We have a lot of work to do going ahead, a lot of tough challenges coming up, but that's why we're in this, and we'll see what the winter and the spring bring, but I'm confident in our teams and excited for the future at the same time.
Well, we're right in the middle of conference play for the winter sports, the start of a new year here in Hoboken, but always good to get kind of a state of Stevens athletic department from the athletic director, Russ Rogers. Russ, appreciate it as always.
Dom, and listen, thank you to all you do for Stevens Athletics. It's a pleasure having you here, and we look forward to you joining us in the MAC as well.
Well, it's fun to be here at Stevens. We'll take a break. The second half of our game between Stevens and Sage coming up after this on the Stevens Ducks Network.